Today on 9 News Mornings. Right now, we're in what CDOT calls the 100 deadliest days of summer. But new this morning, one Denver-based company may have the solution to keeping everyone safe on the roads. More and more people are giving up their pets. Now some shelters are struggling to keep up.
They're here asking for help. The last thing we want to do is turn them away.
This morning, some of the ways you can help out. Ballerina is turning 24 years old this year. Now it's time for a facelift, what fans are asking for in a new survey. 9 News Mornings starts now.
Happy Friday, everyone. We're going to get to all those headlines in just a few minutes. Taking a live look out over downtown Denver as we are gearing up for yet another super hot day.
Summer temps sticking around, heading into the holiday weekend. Good morning, everyone. TGIF. Corey here with Anusha.
Yeah, oh my goodness. I'm just glad we made it to the end of the week. Ed, we are in store for what? To outdo yesterday just by a little bit, right?
Yeah, I think 96 yesterday, 97 today. Are you really going to notice? No, but numerically, yeah, we're going to be a little bit warmer than yesterday. We cool it down a little bit, though, as we head to the holiday weekend. Show you that in just a moment. First, a look at the temperatures that we have right now. You see 68 degrees in Denver, 50s, 60s east. Over in the west, 50s, 60s, and 70s. Even some 30s up in the high country. Look at Leadville, 39 degrees this morning. You see, we do have that monsoon moisture just drifting into the west, and that'll continue to move to the east very slowly. So today we'll see a few isolated showers and thunderstorms, but the eastern plains will stay dry. 97 degrees is what we'll do in Denver today. 96 degrees tomorrow. Then 91 on Sunday. We'll add an isolated storm. A few scattered storms on Monday, a high of 87. And look at your Tuesday. Pleasant day here, sunny at 83.
Ed, thank you so much. Right now, we want to help get you out the door and check in on the drive. Dark and early right now. I-70 and Wadsworth, nice and quiet. Same thing goes for I-70 and Harlan. No problems at 270 and I-70 and Havana. Smooth sailing. Let's go ahead and take you to our graphics right now. We are following a northbound E-470 crash that actually has the toll highway shut down between 96th Avenue and 104th Avenue. Be aware of that. And then the other thing we're dealing with is that early overnight road work here at northbound I-25 in the North Washington area between 58th Avenue and 76. You're going to be dealing with a right lane closed. This should clear in the next hour. Erica, thank you. New this morning, a Denver-based company may have the solution to keeping everyone safe on the roads.
Yeah, 90's reporter Brianna Fernandez is live in Denver this morning. Brianna, this new product comes just as we're ending what CDOT calls the 100 deadliest days of summer.
Hey, good morning to both of you. Yeah, so according to CDOT, just last year here in the state of Colorado, there were more than 400 deadly crashes on our roads. More than 40% of those involved impaired driving, which is why the company SoberSafe is just trying to get ahead of this issue. So they created two different products. Those products can detect if there's alcohol or not in your system. So the first is a stationary device which scans your finger to make sure you're clean. It's meant for factory workers, fleet drivers, and machine operators as well. The other device is a wristband, similar style to a fitness band. It has the same capabilities, but can be monitored 24/7 for teens or for those in rehab facilities. This is connected through an app, so if the wristband has been taken off or if someone isn't sober, you will immediately get an alert straight to your phone.
If there's an issue, this will turn this sober light red. If I take the band off, it'll also say that I'm not connected, and all that's messaged to the administrator or the administrators for this product. If there's an issue, then as parents, we figure out we'll go pick you up, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, so the CEO who you just heard from, he hopes that both these products can cut down when it comes to drinking and driving and deadly crashes as well, so you don't get behind the wheel. They also partnered up with the company SoberSafe. They partnered up with MAD, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, to promote this product for parents who have teens. Corey, Anusha?
I mean, clearly this is a big problem, so this is a piece of technology I can definitely get on board with. Brianna, thank you.
A family is mourning for their teenage son as they learn that there will be no charges against the Dillon police officer and Summit County Sheriff's deputy who shot and killed 18-year-old Charlie Foster in July. Foster was armed with a BB gun at the time of his death. Authorities say it was a replica of a handgun. The decision letter from the DA says someone called 911 after 7 the morning of July 9th, reporting an armed man at his front door. Several other people were also calling 911. Investigators say a Summit County Sheriff's deputy and a Dillon officer were trying to negotiate with Foster. Eventually, he did put his BB gun down and then walk towards the officers, but investigators say he then went back and picked up the gun again and then pointed it towards where the deputy was standing, and then law enforcement shot Foster 4 times. The district attorney decided that the shooting was justified. The sheriff's office says Foster had been contacted several times in the weeks before by the Summit County SMART team, which responds to mental health crisis, and that he refused help each time. Foster's family attorney released a statement calling this case a tragedy. That statement also says, in part, Charlie was experiencing a mental health crisis and he needed help. Unfortunately, he was unable to receive the professional help that he needed.
Every day, about 3 people die of a fentanyl overdose in Colorado. Fentanyl is cheap and easy to get. Last year, it killed 920 people in Colorado. So far this year, it's killed 513 people in the state. Democratic Congresswoman Brittany Pedersen from Jefferson County has announced a new bill that would increase naloxone distribution at hospitals. Her mother struggled with opioid addiction. Costs would be covered by Medicare and Medicaid.
The last thing that we want is for them to go out into the community, have another overdose, and to die.
Naloxone, also known as Narcan or Revive, is now available over the counter after approval from the FDA earlier this year, but it can cost up to $80. Under Pedersen's bill, regulations would be relaxed so hospitals can immediately give it to at-risk patients.
Now, we've long heard about the warning about the counterfeit pills and just how dangerous they are. And now overdose deaths from those fake pills are going up. A new CDC report shows counterfeit pills are connected to overdose deaths more than doubled from 2019 to 2021 and then tripled in Western U.S. states, and that the people who did die were younger and more frequently had a history of prescription drug misuse. CDC says more so than ever, it is highlighting just how dangerous these fake pills are and is encouraging people to test their drugs.
People living at a shelter closing in Denver now have somewhere else to go. In May, the nonprofit The Gathering Place announced the city decided to stop funding its emergency shelter at the Roadway Inn on Federal Boulevard. The shelter specifically housed women, transgender, and non-binary people. Residents were worried they wouldn't have anywhere else to go. Now The Gathering Place says residents will have a new home in the Best Western Hotel the city is converting into supportive housing. Until the work is done, they can keep staying at the Roadway Inn.
Denver Public Schools vice president says that he is ready to move on to other problems now that the investigation into McAuliffe International School's former principal is done. But the community is still asking questions about what happened. Kurt Dennis was fired after talking to 9 News and raising concerns about safety. This was following 2 shootings at nearby East High School. The district said he violated student privacy laws. After the process to fire him started, school board vice president Ayante Anderson says a whistleblower contacted the district with concerns about so-called seclusion rooms at McAuliffe International School. An investigation found the rooms did violate DPS policy, but did not back up board members' claims that students were treated differently based on race. Now Brother Jeff, a parent and community leader, is questioning whether that was the real reason for Dennis's firing.
The initial firing had nothing to do with what DPS is discovering now. But it's also an indictment on the entire system.
But after this seclusion room, it was very clear that this individual can no longer remain a part of the Denver Public Schools community.
Kurt Dennis's attorney, David Lane, says they will have the chance to talk about this in front of a federal judge, probably sometime next week when he files a lawsuit against the school district and school board.
There are some rule changes at Aurora Public Schools Stadium after fights broke out during a high school football game last week. Hinckley High School says bags are no longer allowed with the exception of medical and diaper bags only. Also, once the game starts, if you leave the stadium, you can't come back in. On Friday, the district ended a game in the 3rd quarter at the APS Stadium because fights broke out in the stands. No one was seriously hurt. Police arrested 2 people.
Schools across the country are dealing with a shortage of mental health support staff, and it's coming when they really do need more help. The Washington Post reports the nation needs 77,000 more school counselors and 63,000 more psychologists. That's in addition to the shortage of tens of thousands of school social workers. The problem is getting worse, too, because the field is experiencing attrition. Some experts say the pipeline to bring in more behavioral health specialists is too slow, and that schools should be using a more expansive approach and relying on people with a wide variety of skills and training.
But there's some help out there for people. The Center on Colfax is providing free counseling for the LGBTQ+ community as part of a new mental health therapy program. Those who qualify can get up to 12 individual counseling sessions at the center. Eligibility is based on the level of care needed. They'll provide recommendations for patients they're not equipped to help. Therapy can be a scary experience for some, but their director of mental health services hopes their program gives people a different impression.